Well, tell us, all of a sudden, boom, you just bursted onto the scene at UAB the other night. Tell us about the first two games and what worked so well and clicks for you so well in this one.
Oh, well, the first two games, we was playing more of a 3-down package, and I'm a jack, so I played 4-down. And I'm like, so I got to work myself in to the 3-down, but I'm not starting in that. So once we got to UAB, we played more. They played 12 personnel, played 21. So that allowed us to play big in our base package. And that's where I started. So I was able to excel in those calls.
So how frustrating was the first 2 weeks for you?
I mean, it was a little frustrating, but I didn't let that get to me. I just kept being patient, and I knew this time was gonna come. I just needed my moment.
So did you sense watching film last week? I mean, nobody knows what's about to happen, but I mean, you had 2.5 sacks, y'all had 7 sacks, that y'all were gonna be putting that kind of pressure.
I mean, I knew that I was gonna have a K game, but I didn't know it was gonna go that crazy. I knew they wasn't as good up front, and I look at myself higher, so I don't want to be like too cocky, but I just knew that it was gonna be an okay game.
Is it like, you probably can look at me and tell I've never sacked a quarterback. Just being honest, right? But is it like a hitter in baseball, right? Like when they get a hit, they kind of get into a bit of a streak.
Oh yeah. Kind of it's like you get kind of hot, like you feel sort of invincible, like you can't touch me for real.
And it's like, obviously, offensive linemen trying to block you is probably like a jolt of adrenaline, right? It's like, does that make you almost like play harder and play faster in a way?
Of course, most definitely. Once you get that first sack, it's like I got to go get another one, and then I got to get another one after that. So that was my motivation the whole game. I probably could have had about 4 or 5, but, it didn't come out that way.
To that point, you had a career high in tackles. You said you didn't want to be cocky, but what do you make of your performance this weekend?
I think I did well. I mean, I feel like it was still more on the plate, so I'm just going back to the drawing board, trying to get better every week. Basically, just going to get back to it.
So what was going through your mind in camp, and as you realized this is my big opportunity? I'm going to be playing a lot and starting. I mean, how did camp go, and how did you kind of try to progress through camp?
I mean, I pretty much known since the spring, since our last Jack, Andre Jones, was going to be gone, and I was pretty much the next up. I was kind of competing with Tyler Guidry, but he plays more Sam, so it was going to be like even reps, but I feel like I performed pretty well in the camp, so I earned that starting spot.
Seeing Andre's success here and obviously where he is now with Washington, what do you take from him and apply?
I take everything from him. He's in the league now. He came back during the summer. He was helping me train a lot and giving me some pointers on my pass rush and just playing like proper technique and taking what he's learning now and instilling that into me here.
So what do you see in Buffalo when you watch them on film, maybe compared to the teams y'all played so far, and what is the key against this offense?
Buffalo, they pretty big up front. They got a lot of 6'6" guys, pretty heavy guys. They lean a lot. They run quick games for the quarterback. He doesn't really get touched. They only allowed 2 sacks so far this season out of 3 games. So they do a lot of quick games. It's going to be a bigger process when we trying to get to the quarterback this week. But I feel like it's going to be pretty good for us though in the end.
An 0-3 team, how do y'all make sure that y'all don't play down to your opponent?
Basically, we just go in the practice knowing that their record don't make what they actually are. They're actually better than their record. They just have a few mishaps. So we're just gonna go in that not playing to their level, just playing more dominant than they will.
You guys ranked second in FBS in total sacks through 3 games. I think 8 guys have gotten at least half a sack through those 3 games. Just talk about the distribution and how that's been able to help you guys. Whether it's some guy drawing a double team and free someone up, or whether it's a particular stunt that's working well. But how have you guys been able to sort of spread the wealth a little bit? And then 2, has there been anything that you guys have sort of learned about yourself in the first 3 games that you maybe didn't know coming into the year?
Well, on that, we usually we run the stunts, try to create as many one-on-ones, as we can, so we get more opportunities to get there. It's basically you know, it's up to Coach Morgan what he gonna call. It's just up to us to go out there and excel. I usually get most of the one-on-ones, but I just tend to try to win those most of the time.
So what are you working on now for the rest of the season to get even better?
I'm always watching NFL guys, learning from Dre Jones on how to get better in my pass rush, and just fixing those small things that can get me there quicker. And those missed sacks that I had last game, how I could have got those. So I watch a lot of film. I watched our opponent, and I do a lot of that.